Helping others has long been celebrated as a cornerstone of virtue, a testament to one's character and compassion. But what if, in certain situations, your willingness to help is doing more harm than good? What if, instead of lifting someone up, you're unintentionally enabling behavior that keeps them trapped in a cycle of dependence, negativity, or self-destruction? The Stoics taught that true wisdom lies in discernment, the ability to judge when action is appropriate and when restraint is necessary. In a world that constantly urges us to give, to assist, to always be available, few take the time to reflect on whom they are helping and why. Not every cry for help comes from a place of genuine need, and not every act of kindness leads to growth. In fact, offering your support indiscriminately can drain your energy, cloud your judgment, and ultimately hinder your own personal development. This isn't about turning your back on those in need. It's about recognizing that your time, energy, and compassion are finite resources. To live well, as the Stoics believed, you must direct those resources wisely. Helping others is noble, yes, but only when it empowers rather than enables, when it fosters growth rather than dependency. In this video, we'll explore 8 types of people you should think twice about helping. These individuals may not truly seek solutions, but instead thrive on attention, drama, or entitlement. By understanding who they are and learning to set healthy boundaries, you can protect your well-being, uphold your integrity, and invest your energy where it truly counts. Let's dive in, not to harden your heart, but to help you discern when your kindness serves a purpose and when it simply feeds dysfunction. Type 1. The perpetual victim. Imagine a person whose life seems like an endless series of misfortunes, a constant narrative of being wronged, misunderstood, and unfairly treated. They are always at the center of some crisis, and no matter how much time or energy you devote to helping them, nothing ever changes. This is the world of the perpetual victim, where every problem is magnified, every setback is a personal tragedy, and every solution is met with resistance. Their stories are drenched in bad luck and injustice, and while it's natural to feel sympathy at first, over time you may notice a troubling pattern. Despite your best efforts, they remain stuck in the same cycle of chaos. At their core, perpetual victims are not truly seeking solutions. They are seeking attention and validation. Your attempts to help, no matter how well-intentioned, often end up reinforcing their belief that life is against them. The more you offer support, the more they lean on you, using your kindness as a crutch to avoid taking responsibility for their own actions. Instead of empowering them, your help becomes a means for them to remain in their comfort zone of blame and helplessness. The Stoics teach us that while compassion is essential, it must be guided by wisdom. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. True strength comes from within, from taking control of one's perspective." Yet the perpetual victim refuses to grasp this truth. This isn't to say you should never offer empathy, but you must learn to recognize when your help is enabling dysfunction rather than promoting growth. Notice how every conversation with them revolves around their problems, how they always have an excuse for why things can't improve, and how they rarely take actionable steps to change their circumstances. These are clear signs that your efforts are being wasted on someone who is more interested in narrating their suffering than escaping it. So, what can you do? First, set boundaries, both emotional and physical. Boundaries aren't about shutting people out. They're about protecting your energy and maintaining your well-being. Be kind but firm in limiting how much time and attention you give to their endless crises. Second, redirect your efforts toward those who genuinely want to improve, who are willing to take responsibility for their lives and embrace change. Remember, you cannot save someone who isn't willing to save themselves. True help empowers, it does not enable. In a world where kindness is often taken for granted, it's crucial to discern where your compassion is truly needed. By learning to step back from perpetual victims, you're not being heartless. you're being wise. You're preserving your strength for those who value it and are ready to grow. Let your kindness be a catalyst for transformation, not a tool for maintaining someone else's cycle of dysfunction. Type 2. The chronic complainer. We've all encountered them. The person who seems to find a problem in every solution, who never misses an opportunity to lament how unfair life is. No matter how trivial the situation, they manage to turn it into a source of dissatisfaction. These are the chronic complainers, individuals who live beneath a perpetual cloud of negativity. Engaging with them can feel like stepping into a never-ending storm, where every silver lining is overshadowed by a looming thundercloud. Initially, your instinct may be to listen and offer solutions, believing you can help them see things from a more positive perspective. However, you soon realize that they are not truly interested in solutions. They are invested in their complaints. For the chronic complainer, negativity is not just an occasional response to hardship. It's a habit, a lens through which they view the world. Every minor inconvenience becomes a major ordeal. Every small setback a personal affront. While they may not consciously seek to harm those around them, their constant griping has a contagious effect, sapping the energy and optimism of those who listen. The Stoics taught that while external circumstances may be beyond our control, our response to them is always within our power. Chronic complainers, however, reject this wisdom, choosing instead to focus solely on what's wrong rather than what can be done. The danger of engaging too deeply with a chronic complainer lies in the toll it takes on your own mental well-being. The more time you spend absorbing their negativity, the more it chips away at your sense of peace and optimism. You leave these interactions feeling drained, questioning your own positivity, and perhaps even doubting the goodness in your life. This emotional exhaustion is a high price to pay for someone who isn't genuinely interested in change. Helping them becomes futile because they aren't looking for guidance. They're seeking validation for their complaints, a sympathetic ear to fuel their narrative of discontent. So, how should you respond? The answer isn't to ignore them entirely, but to protect your energy by setting clear boundaries. Limit the time you spend engaging in their negativity, and when possible, gently redirect the conversation toward more constructive topics. If they persist in their complaints, it's okay to excuse yourself from the interaction. You have the right to prioritize your mental well-being over someone else's constant pessimism. The Stoics remind us that our inner tranquility is paramount, and allowing someone's negativity to disrupt that peace is a disservice to ourselves. Ultimately, your role is not to fix a chronic complainer's worldview. That is a burden only they can choose to lift. By setting healthy boundaries and choosing to surround yourself with those who inspire resilience and optimism, you protect your energy and cultivate an environment where personal growth can flourish. Remember, your time and attention are valuable. Invest them wisely. Life's challenges may be inevitable, but wallowing in them is a choice. Choose instead to foster connections that uplift, inspire, and encourage growth, and leave the chronic complainers to their storm. Type 3. The entitled taker. Have you ever encountered someone who views your kindness not as a gift, but as something they are entitled to? These are the entitled takers, individuals who demand help, not with gratitude, but with expectation. They operate under the belief that the world owes them, and they treat your generosity as an obligation rather than an act of goodwill. No matter how much you give, it's never enough. They take without reciprocating, leaving you drained and unappreciated. Entitled takers are experts at turning your acts of kindness into a one-sided relationship. They rarely, if ever, offer anything in return. No appreciation, no effort to reciprocate, no acknowledgement of the time and energy you've invested. Instead, they continue to ask for more, using guilt and manipulation as tools to keep you giving. The Stoics remind us that generosity, when given without discernment, can lead to imbalance and resentment. As Seneca once said, He who gives quickly gives twice, but he who gives to the undeserving gives in vain. Helping someone who refuses to recognize or respect the value of your assistance only fuels their sense of entitlement. This dynamic isn't just emotionally exhausting, it's also deeply unfair. You may find yourself constantly walking on eggshells, afraid to say no for fear of backlash. Entitled takers often react poorly to boundaries. They are not used to hearing the word no. They may respond with anger, passive aggression, or attempts to make you feel guilty. Over time, this behavior can take a toll on your self-esteem, making you question whether you are truly being generous or simply being taken advantage of. So, how do you deal with entitled takers? The answer lies in setting firm boundaries and recognizing that your worth is not determined by how much you give to others. Boundaries are not a sign of selfishness. They are a necessary act of self-respect. Learn to say no without guilt and trust that you are not responsible for meeting everyone's demands. Remember, generosity is only meaningful when it is given freely, not extracted under pressure. Surround yourself with those who value and appreciate your kindness, people who understand the importance of mutual respect and reciprocity. Helping others can be a noble act, but it should never come at the expense of your well-being. By setting boundaries with entitled takers, you not only protect your energy but also foster healthier relationships built on respect and gratitude. True help empowers both the giver and the receiver. Anything less is simply exploitation. Type 4. The Master Manipulator. There's a unique kind of person who doesn't ask for help directly. They orchestrate it. These are the master manipulators, individuals who exploit your empathy by weaving elaborate stories designed to pull at your heartstrings. Their requests are rarely straightforward. Instead, they come cloaked in layers of emotional complexity, making it difficult for you to refuse without feeling guilty. Engaging with them often leaves you feeling used, conflicted, and doubting your own judgment. They don't seek genuine support. They seek control, and your kindness becomes the very tool they use to maintain it. Master manipulators are skilled at identifying your vulnerabilities. They know when to appeal to your sense of duty, when to evoke pity, and when to subtly suggest that denying their request makes you cold-hearted or selfish. Their power lies in their ability to blur the lines between helping and obligation, leaving you trapped in a cycle where saying no feels almost impossible. As the Stoics teach, emotional resilience and clear perception are essential for navigating relationships. Epictetus reminds us, if someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. The manipulator's success depends on your emotional reaction, and recognizing this is your first step toward freedom. The danger of constantly helping a master manipulator is not just the depletion of your emotional energy. It's the gradual erosion of your autonomy. Over time, you may find yourself agreeing to things you would normally reject, simply because it feels easier than confronting their tactics. This kind of relationship creates an imbalance where your needs are consistently sacrificed for theirs, leaving you mentally and emotionally drained. So, how do you protect yourself from a master manipulator? The answer lies in clarity and boundaries. Begin by observing patterns of behavior. Notice how they frame their requests and how they react when you hesitate or decline. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, it likely is. Learn to detach emotionally from their tactics. When they attempt to provoke guilt or obligation, remind yourself that true kindness is not coerced. It's given freely. The Stoics teach us to act in accordance with reason, not emotion, and this principle is crucial when dealing with manipulators. Setting boundaries with a manipulator may provoke strong reactions. They are not accustomed to resistance. Expect pushback, whether in the form of anger, guilt-tripping, or emotional appeals. Stand firm. Remember, their reaction is not your responsibility. Your well-being is. By choosing when and how to offer your help, you reclaim your power and restore balance to the relationship. True generosity uplifts, it does not entrap. When you help someone, it should foster mutual respect and growth, not create a cycle of manipulation. In the end, dealing with master manipulators requires wisdom, strength, and self-awareness. The Stoics remind us that while we cannot control how others behave, we can control how we respond. Choose to help those who respect your boundaries and appreciate your kindness, and do not allow guilt or obligation to bind you to those who seek only to take. Protect your peace, preserve your energy, and let reason guide your actions. Type 5. The habitual liar. Trust is the foundation of any meaningful relationship, and honesty is the cornerstone upon which that foundation is built. But what happens when the person you're trying to help continuously distorts the truth? Habitual liars, those who weave deception into the fabric of their daily interactions, pose a unique challenge. Their lies can range from small, seemingly harmless embellishments to grand deceptions that reshape reality. At first, you may be inclined to overlook these falsehoods, believing that your support will eventually encourage them to be more truthful. However, as the Stoics remind us, true change must come from within, and without a commitment to honesty, your efforts to help will only serve to perpetuate the cycle of deceit. The danger of helping a habitual liar lies in the subtle erosion of your own sense of clarity and integrity. Over time, you may find yourself caught in a web of half-truths, constantly questioning what is real and what is fabricated. Their lies create an atmosphere of confusion and doubt, making it difficult for you to trust not only them but even your own judgment. Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." When honesty is absent, the relationship becomes a house built on sand, unstable and destined to collapse. It's important to understand that habitual lying is often rooted in deep-seated insecurity, fear, or a desire to manipulate situations to their advantage. By covering for their lies or rationalizing their behavior, you inadvertently enable their avoidance of accountability. Each time you excuse their dishonesty, you reinforce the notion that deception carries no consequence, thereby allowing the cycle to continue unchecked. The Stoics teach us to focus on what is within our control, our actions, our words, and our choices. You cannot control whether someone chooses to be honest, but you can control how you respond to their dishonesty. So, how do you navigate relationships with habitual liars? Start by setting firm boundaries around truthfulness. Make it clear that honesty is a non-negotiable value in your interactions. When you catch them in a lie, resist the urge to argue or prove them wrong. Instead, calmly acknowledge the deception and withdraw from further engagement. This isn't about punishment. It's about protecting your own integrity and refusing to participate in their distorted reality. Remember, helping someone doesn't mean shielding them from the consequences of their actions. Sometimes, the most compassionate thing you can do is to step back and allow them to face the natural outcomes of their dishonesty. Without consequences, there is no incentive for change. Surround yourself with people who value truth, who strive for authenticity even when it's uncomfortable. By doing so, you create an environment where trust can flourish and where your efforts to help are met with genuine appreciation and mutual respect. Ultimately, dealing with habitual liars requires discernment and strength. The Stoics remind us that while compassion is vital, it must be accompanied by wisdom. You can care for someone without enabling their destructive behavior. Choose to invest your energy in those who are committed to growth and honesty, and let go of those who refuse to leave behind the comfort of deception. In doing so, you not only preserve your own integrity, but also uphold the Stoic principle of living a life guided by truth and virtue. Type 6. The opportunist. Opportunists are masters of disguise. They enter your life not as obvious takers, but as seemingly well-intentioned individuals, friendly, supportive, and even charming. Yet beneath their pleasant demeanor lies a calculated agenda. They are not interested in genuine connection or mutual support. They see you as a resource to be exploited. The opportunist relationship with you is transactional by nature. They are there only as long as you can provide something they want. The moment you can no longer serve their purpose, they will move on without hesitation. Helping such people, no matter how much you wish to believe in their sincerity, often results in feeling drained and used. At first glance, the opportunist may not appear harmful. They might offer occasional help or appear to show concern for your well-being. This creates an illusion of reciprocity, making it difficult to see their true intentions. But over time, you begin to notice a troubling pattern. Their interest in you is directly proportional to what they can gain. They reach out when they need a favor, seek your time when they have something to gain, and disappear once their needs are met. The Stoics emphasize the importance of discernment in relationships. Epictetus taught, "Attach yourself to what is truly good, and withdraw your attachment from anything that is not." Helping an opportunist does not foster genuine goodwill. It only strengthens their manipulative approach to life. The emotional cost of dealing with opportunists is significant. You may find yourself questioning your own worth, wondering why certain relationships feel so one-sided. The time, energy, and resources you invest are rarely reciprocated, leaving you feeling unappreciated and exhausted. Worse still, opportunists can erode your trust in others, making it harder to open yourself up to those who are genuinely deserving of your help. The Stoic way teaches us to give generously but with wisdom, ensuring that our efforts serve a greater good rather than feeding selfishness. So, how do you protect yourself from opportunists? The answer lies in maintaining clarity and setting boundaries. Pay attention to patterns in their behavior. Are they consistently taking without giving? Do they only contact you when they need something? If so, it's time to reevaluate the relationship. Learn to say no when their requests do not align with your values or well-being. You are under no obligation to meet the endless demands of someone who only values you for what you can offer. By choosing to limit your involvement with opportunists, you free yourself to invest in relationships that are built on trust, respect, and mutual support. You preserve your energy for those who truly appreciate your kindness and are willing to offer the same in return. The Stoics remind us that life's most valuable resources, time, energy, and attention, should be spent wisely. Choose to direct your generosity toward those who inspire growth, not those who exploit it. In the end, dealing with opportunists is not about becoming cynical or distrustful. It's about cultivating the wisdom to discern who genuinely deserves your help and who does not. Helping others is a noble act, but only when it nurtures both giver and receiver. Invest your kindness where it truly counts, and let the opportunists seek their gains elsewhere. This is not selfishness, it is wisdom, a lesson the Stoics would urge us all to embrace. Type 7. The Drama Seeker. Some people live for the thrill of chaos. They seem to carry an aura of turbulence wherever they go, turning even the smallest situations into grand spectacles of conflict and tension. These are the drama seekers, individuals who thrive on creating and sustaining conflict as a way of life. For them, life without chaos feels empty, and so they stir up drama not because it's necessary, but because it gives them a sense of excitement and significance. While your instinct may be to help, to bring calm to their storm, the harsh reality is that offering support to a drama seeker often drags you into their whirlwind, leaving you emotionally exhausted and mentally drained. Drama seekers have an uncanny ability to make their problems seem urgent, demanding your attention and empathy. They often portray themselves as victims of circumstance, exaggerating events to draw others into their narrative. Yet, no matter how much advice or assistance you offer, their crises never seem to resolve. They simply morph into new ones. The Stoics teach us to maintain inner tranquility amidst external chaos, but helping a drama seeker can quickly undermine that goal. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Drama seekers, however, ignore this principle entirely, choosing instead to be swept up by every wave of conflict. The cost of engaging with a drama seeker is steep. Not only do they drain your energy, but they also disrupt your peace of mind. You may find yourself constantly walking on edge, anticipating the next crisis they will create. Worse still, their perpetual need for attention can cause you to neglect your own well-being and goals. The Stoic approach emphasizes the importance of preserving your inner calm and focusing on what truly matters. Allowing yourself to be drawn into unnecessary drama only distracts you from the pursuit of wisdom and personal growth. So, how do you handle a drama seeker without getting consumed by their chaos? First, recognize their behavior for what it is, a pattern designed to generate attention rather than resolve issues. Once you've identified this, set firm emotional boundaries. You can listen without becoming involved, offering minimal engagement rather than diving headfirst into their crises. When they attempt to escalate a situation, gently redirect the conversation toward more constructive topics. If they persist in their dramatic tendencies, it's okay to distance yourself. You are under no obligation to fuel their need for chaos at the expense of your own peace. The key is to remain grounded, focusing on what is within your control, your reactions, and your energy. Helping others is noble, but only when that help leads to positive change. Engaging with a drama seeker often results in the opposite, enabling their behavior and fostering further dependency on conflict. By stepping back, you not only protect your own mental well-being, but also send a clear message that you will not be a participant in unnecessary turmoil. In the end, life is too short to be consumed by endless drama. The Stoics remind us to pursue tranquility, wisdom, and purpose, not chaos and distraction. Choose to invest your time in relationships that bring peace and growth, not those that thrive on disorder. Helping someone who genuinely seeks improvement is a noble act. Getting entangled in the theatrics of a drama seeker is not. By making this distinction, you honor both your own well-being and the Stoic principle of living a life guided by reason, not emotion. Type 8. The energy vampire. Some people drain you without you even realizing it. They don't necessarily create drama or lie outright, but their presence leaves you feeling depleted, as though they've taken more from you than you were willing to give. These are the energy vampires, individuals who consume your emotional and mental resources without offering anything in return. They constantly seek your time, attention, and empathy, often under the guise of needing support. Yet, despite your best efforts to help, nothing ever changes. Instead, they return with more problems, more demands, and more emotional weight for you to carry. Energy vampires are often unaware of the toll they take on others. They view your willingness to listen and assist as an open invitation to repeatedly unload their burdens onto you. While offering a helping hand can be noble, doing so without limits becomes detrimental, not only to your well-being but to theirs as well. The Stoics taught that life must be lived in balance, and allowing someone to perpetually drain your energy disrupts that balance. As Epictetus said, know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly. Protecting your energy is not selfish. It is a necessary act of self-preservation, one that enables you to remain strong and purposeful. The danger of constantly giving to an energy vampire is twofold. First, you risk losing sight of your own needs and goals. The more you invest in their endless cycle of neediness, the less energy you have for personal growth and meaningful pursuits. Second, you enable their dependence. By always being available, you prevent them from learning to manage their own struggles, thus reinforcing their reliance on others rather than fostering their independence. The Stoic ideal is to empower others by teaching them to be self-reliant, not to create a relationship of dependence that stunts their growth. So, How do you deal with an energy vampire without feeling guilty? Start by setting clear boundaries. You don't have to be harsh or unkind, but you must be firm. Communicate what you can and cannot do, and be consistent in upholding those limits. When they try to pull you into their endless stream of problems, gently redirect the conversation or suggest that they take some time to reflect on possible solutions themselves. Remember, true help doesn't mean constantly giving. It means guiding others toward finding their own strength. If they continue to disregard your boundaries, it's okay to step back entirely. Your time and energy are finite resources, and how you choose to spend them directly impacts your ability to live a fulfilling life. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, who inspire you to grow, and who respect the balance of give and take in a healthy relationship. The Stoics remind us that we must focus on what is within our control, and allowing others to drain your energy is not an act of compassion. It's an act of surrendering that control. Ultimately, dealing with energy vampires is about discernment. It's about recognizing when your efforts are fostering growth and when they're merely enabling dependency. Helping others should not come at the cost of your own well-being. By choosing wisely where to direct your energy, you honor the Stoic principle of living with purpose, strength, and clarity. Invest your compassion where it truly matters, and let those who refuse to change learn the value of standing on their own. Conclusion. At its core, helping others is a reflection of our humanity, a noble desire to offer support, compassion, and kindness. But as the Stoics remind us, true wisdom lies in discernment. Knowing when your help empowers and when it enables, when it fosters growth and when it traps both you and the other person in a cycle of dysfunction. You cannot pour from an empty cup, nor can you truly aid someone who refuses to take responsibility for their life. Helping without boundaries does not make you virtuous. It leaves you depleted and ineffective, unable to focus on the things that truly matter. The Stoic path is not about closing your heart or withholding compassion. It's about channeling your energy where it truly counts. Your time, attention, and kindness are finite resources, and to live well, you must direct them toward people and causes that align with your values. Life is too short to be consumed by those who drain you, manipulate you, or refuse to change. By setting boundaries and choosing wisely whom to help, you preserve your strength, nurture your well-being, and cultivate an environment where true connection and growth can thrive. So, the next time you feel the urge to help, pause and reflect. Is my help fostering dependence or inspiring change? Am I giving out of wisdom or out of obligation? This kind of introspection is at the heart of Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches us to act with reason, purpose, and integrity. If this message resonated with you and you seek more insights on Stoic philosophy, personal development, and ancient wisdom, consider subscribing to our channel. Together, we'll explore practical lessons from the great Stoics and learn how to apply them in modern life. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's continue this journey toward living a life of purpose, clarity, and inner strength.